year 2024 has been. The past 12 months have been quite a roller coaster ride with so much happening. Hi IOL readers, my name is Oluthando Ketei and I'm your resident lifestyle and entertainment journalist. Today we're taking a look at the Google Year in Search. This is the annual list that Google drops you and that shows what everyone was searching from personalities to topics, athletics, zonke. So let's get into this list. This year was quite the political year because as far as it does seem like it was a long time ago, but we actually voted this year. The national elections was held, and after the national elections we saw a lot go down. So it's no surprise that Mr. Politician, MK Party now, Floyd Shivambu is the second most Googled person. He follows behind Donald Trump. The US elections, as we all know, were a huge hot topic this year. And it's no surprise that also Kamala Harris is number 4 on that list. The top 5 is made up mostly of politicians. At number 5, we have Mr. Charismatic Gayton McKenzie, the politician that shocked us all, Mr. Promises and Promises. He's at number 5, and I'm sure everyone was Googling if he has finally given the Johnson Foundation the money that he promised, and the Arts and Culture Department, what has he done? Because hey, Gayton said a lot this year that made him trend and go on headlines.
We have a plan how to change your life. Trust me when I tell you. Trust me.
The only person who is not a politician and is in the top 5 is Leon Schuster. Leon Schuster this year went through a couple of health struggles that made us fans worried that is he okay? Is everything well? But he's still well, thank goodness. And I'm sure maybe people were Googling, is Leon Schuster alive? But and another list that we have is South Africans were Googling musicians. At number 1 of the most searched, top 10 most searched music in South Africa is Malome Vector. Malome Vector sadly, tragically passed away this year. His passing was quite, one of those moments because it was a car accident, and he was just at a place in his career where he was reclaiming his throne. Artist wasn't ambitious and then started being independent. So I think fans were really invested in his journey. And at number 2, we have Limpopo rapper Shebeshxt. Firstly, why is it called Shebeshxt? But you know what, that's another story. And that is probably why people took to Google this year, and he's number 2. This year, Shebeshxt went through the most, and we were all there, from his controversies about pulling up, and also to the tragic loss of his daughter in a car accident that they were all involved in. I think that sent shockwaves, and everyone was really worried about him when he was in hospital. The AFF came through for him and paid his hospital bills. So his journey this year had a lot of people glued in. And at number 3 is Chris Brown. Chris Brown made drama even before he arrived in South Africa. I haven't seen an artist like Chris Brown in a very long time that people reacted so much to. His performance in South Africa caused quite the controversy, as Women for Change stood up and said, we don't want Chris Brown in our country, and they took on the petition. Sadly, the petition didn't pass at the time of this recording, but yes,
I don't see how you can hate from outside of the club. You can't even get in.
At number 4, we have our flyest girl, pretty girl from Joburg, Tyla. I mean, what didn't Tyla do this year? She's had us talking since January, and she still has us talking right now. From winning awards to topping charts to just doing amazing things and just becoming the global pop star that she's intended to be. At number 5 is P. Diddy. P. Diddy. The downfall of P. Diddy has had us shook. The entire world. He's currently behind bars right now, and he's waiting to go on trial, and his trial is going to be one that's going to keep us glued because the things he is accused of, sex trafficking, racketeering, the list goes on and on. That's probably why he's been denied bail so many times. This this year was also quite an interesting year because we suffered quite a few losses. And losses are surprisingly a new category that Google has introduced to their annual trend search. Last year this wasn't there, but this year I think a lot of people were really, you know, because death is something that is never one can get used to, but we had a couple of them. At number one, we have Mposebeng, the actor, passed away this year in a tragic car accident. I think that's one of the moments that had everyone shook. Mpo was young and he was loved by many. At number two, we have One Direction former bandmate Liam Payne. Liam Payne died sadly in Brazil. I think his tragic passing is something that shocked the entire world. I didn't know that there were so many One Direction fans and Liam Payne fans specifically in South Africa. This was one of those moments that shined a light on that part. At number three, we have former finance minister Pravhin Gordhan's passing. Pravhin Gordhan's passing was one of those things that had many people on the edge of their seats as they awaited to hear the news. Because first he was hospitalized, and after the hospitalization, many people, there was the night prayer vigils. You know, a lot of people were just hoping for a breakthrough, and then sadly, that he passed away. And then number four is Wakanda Forever Black Panther actress Connie Chiume. Oh, Chidimma babe. Mom Connie Chiume's passing sent shockwaves throughout South Africa. Her passing even made global headlines. But the renowned actress was loved by many. Her funeral was highly watched, and so was her memorial service. Many people around the world took time to pay tribute to an amazing actress. Even Lupita Nyong'o paid tribute to her. The actress was at her peak, and the most amazing thing is that in a way she died having received her flowers from the industry. And number five, we have another former finance minister, Tito Mboweni, our favorite chef. He also sadly passed away. His passing had a lot of people heartbroken because he was just that minister that everyone loved online. Somehow he found a great way to connect with ordinary South Africans, and that was through cooking. Even if it was just cooking burnt tin fish, he did it. And in athletes, let's go to our athletes. This year was quite also an amazing sporting year. We had the Olympics, which were really great. Dricus du Plessis is at number one. I'm not surprised because Dricus, mind me, Dricus had everyone tuned in. He won these championships, and then he just went on to be this outspoken personality that everyone just wanted to engage in. And he just, you know, he bragged a couple of deals along the way. He did some nice tours. Everyone just seeing him. I mean, there was a year South Africa just kept winning in everything. Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul is at number two, the match no one saw. Well, I mean, that's if your streaming was really good. But I mean, I'm surprised Netflix didn't make it to this list, especially how people were talking a lot about Netflix. But most likely people were Googling, was the fight down? What was going on? Because everyone wanted to know, and wanted to watch. At number four, we have Ronwen Williams. Ronwen Williams scored a nomination for a Ballon d'Or this year. He didn't get it, but it was just one of those moments where South Africans were feeling very proud. And South Africans love to feel proud. It's like our number one thing, just feeling proud of our country.
Now Williams, when Mbugeli, they are showing him love. It's Valentine's Day. Darky Williams. Darky Williams. And the coach.
South Africans were Googling the things that they were interested in and the things that were hot national topics. Chidimma Adetshina is the only female on the top 10 list of the most searched people. She certainly made an impact from her journey at Miss South Africa to her exit, to her joining Miss Universe Nigeria, and to her all the way being Miss Runner-Up at the Miss Universe pageant. Or I will do it on her and Google search tags as well. The South African elections were a huge topic that we were all engaged in. The Dricus du Plessis fight was something that everyone wanted to know. And the George building collapse had everyone was asking those questions. What happened? How did the building crash? Those were one of the biggest topics, amongst the biggest topics of the year. From the Bafana Bafana moments from Afcon, Ballon d'Or, South Africans were searching for it all. And hey, maybe next year we'll be searching for different things, but it will be interesting to see what that is. Thank you guys for watching. We hope next year we come back stronger and Googling more topics, because these are the things that tell us what readers are actually interested in, and we can give you guys better coverage.